In this video, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of beautiful Paso Robles, California, and we're getting to it right now. Okay, so today we're going to dive into Paso Robles, California, which is considered North County here on the Central Coast, and we're going to give you as much information about it as we can. So as you know, my name is Bernice. I'm a local real estate broker here on the Central Coast. I grew up here, raised my kids here, and I am still here on this channel. We're trying to tell you as much as we can about the Central Coast to help you figure out where you want to land. So we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it right now. Okay, so Paso Robles is such an exciting area that I brought on my friend here, April, and we're going to talk about Paso Robles and give you a good feel of the pros and cons. As great as we feel it is and as excited as we are to talk to you about it, we need to tell you both ends of it. So I want April to introduce herself to you, and then we're going to dive right in.
I'm April Pucciarelli, and I am also a real estate agent with eXp Realty. And I have grown up here on the Central Coast. I'm a mother, and my husband is active military who does recruiting out of San Luis Obispo. So we are locals, born and raised here, and are ready to share with you our knowledge of Paso.
All right, the first pro we want to tell you is that Paso Robles is wine country. It is the next little Napa. Has over 400 wineries, wine opportunities for you to take advantage of, and it is just going to be at your fingertips here in Paso Robles. So if you're a wine person, this is a lifestyle that you've been looking for and are searching throughout California, definitely consider Paso Robles. We'll put a link to some wine areas that you can check out. There's a wine maps. You can go to the local chamber and they give you a layout of different places you can go check out depending on the kind of wine that you're into. And so what's one of your favorites that you like, April?
One of my favorites would have to be Wolf. It's located on the west side versus the east side where Tobin James is. That seems to be a pretty popular one.
Off of Highway 46.
Along with Vina Robles with all the concerts and stuff going on over there. Yeah, so those are probably a couple of my favorites.
Okay, so again, Paso Robles is very well known for its wine region and all the opportunities that has to offer you as you're exploring the Central Coast. Okay, so one of the fun things that you can do within our wine country region here is that you can, get tour buses for a group of people for whatever events you have going on. Obviously, our wine region attracts many people, and we've even heard celebrities in our area for their weddings. So it is a real thing. It is a very well sought out opportunity for you to take in the wine region here on the Central Coast. All right, so the next thing we want to talk about is a con, and because of our wine region and all the things that offers is, well, we have a huge amount of tourism because of that. So during times of the year, you need to be aware that, there's going to be some tourism coming into town if there's events going on. Huge wine events, and Paso Robles has a lot of things going on in the downtown area. Tourism is going to be a thing. The Central Coast is very well known for that. We have our coastal areas that bring in tourism, but Paso Robles will bring in time to time the attractions and bring in the people. So be mindful of that as you're exploring Paso Robles and different areas that you might be thinking of living in. So that is just definitely a thing that you need to be aware of, is that Paso will have tourism coming in because of the wine region and the other things that it offers. All right, so the next pro we want to talk about, which is pretty exciting and fun for Paso Robles, is the hot weather it offers. So Paso Robles offers this to the community, and it's just the type of weather that we have there because it's away from the ocean. It's not a coastal town over the grade. You're in the elevation. So let's talk about that weather.
With the warmer weather climate in Paso Robles, there are things that you can look for, like an above ground pool, and let your children swim all summer in those. Go to pools or already invest in a home that has a built-in pool.
It's a thing up there. Yeah, pools.
And they also have this huge water park that's called the Ravine Water Park. and it's got big slides, a lazy river. We'll put a little caption in our
description.
Yeah, for you to be able to click on it. They do annual passes. So it's definitely a lot of fun for the family. And even if you're a grandparent and you're looking for something fun for your grandchildren to do, this is definitely the spot.
Yeah. So the Ravine has been established for a long time. My kids are in their 20s and their grandparents live up in Paso, and they went to the Ravine when they were kids, younger kids in middle school and grammar school. So it's a definite thing up there. The weather definitely provides relief during the summer for the families at the Ravine. They have great, passes, as we were saying. And so this is just because the hot weather is there. There's things for you guys to do with the pools. You can either go to a pool and a residence, or, there's public pools, and then there's the Ravine. So that is a major thing that you can do up there because the weather permits that. And you can take advantage of all those things up in Paso Robles. So hot weather in Paso Robles is a definite thing. It goes up to about 110 we've seen. I think a little bit hotter than that.
This last summer, definitely.
Yeah, so that is something that you really need to prepare for. So it is very specific to North County, is this particular weather. We'll see some of that down in South County, but not to that extreme.
Right.
So,
or consistent.
Yeah, so if you're looking for that hot weather, you need to check out Paso Robles, and that's a location you need to have in your radar for the Central Coast if you're looking for the summers with some hot weather. Okay, so now we need to bring you to a con that we need to talk about, which is air conditioning. Since you're going to enjoy that hot weather during the summer, you're going to need to prepare to have an air conditioning unit. This is a must. This is absolutely necessary, and you need to prepare for the cost. So, it's a great thing to be able to have that nice hot weather, but air conditioning is a factor. When you're purchasing a home, you're going to want to take a look at how, what condition it's in, how old it is, all the things that come with air conditioning, and some of the maintenance things that April's going to fill you in on.
Yeah, so some of the servicing tips that you're definitely going to want to do is you're going to want to get your AC serviced yearly. If you're running it constantly, you're probably going to want to change your air filters every, couple of months. At least check them. Some can be hosed off and reused, but some you have to just replace. There's just a lot of dust and dirt, as Paso is more of a rural area, and it just accumulates more, and the more you run it, the more the dust just gets in there. So it's definitely something that you want to keep track of to prevent bigger problems from happening.
Right. So when you're purchasing a home, you can get a home warranty that covers it for the first year, and then you can decide if you want to, carry on the policy. That's usually a seller cost, but everything's negotiable. Industry standard is that the seller covers it, especially in those areas. It is a very well-known thing to have and to, have to maintain. Yeah. So that is one of the selling factors that a seller has to be aware of and provide to you, some sort of information. Obviously in your home inspection, you'll also check that out. So air conditioning, that's the thing in Paso Robles. So be sure that you check into that. You can always ask the seller what their costs have been in the past. So you have an idea of what that's going to be. So that's definitely something you want to add into your budget. And if you're sensitive to, different things going on in the air, then you need to be aware that that is something in Paso. So if you're sensitive to air conditioning, be aware of that. And we just wanted to make you.
Well, they make things that actually that attach. It's an air humidifier or a purifier, and it attaches to the actual unit that cleans all the debris and dander out of the air that's flowing down. So if you are a person that suffers from allergies, or you are somebody that has those problems, this is a quick fix for less than $1,000.
Okay, so do your due diligence. However your sensitivity. Some people that would be an easy fix, and some people it's just not. But just know that air conditioning is a must. in North County and specifically in Paso Robles. All right, friends, so hoping that you find this information of value. And if you do, please give us a like. That helps other people just like you find the information. And then don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our future videos. And then leave us a comment because we love hearing from you. All right, so now we've discussed the air conditioning as part of the housing in Paso Robles, and we're going to talk about one of the other pros, and that is housing. There's a lot of different choices of different types of housing opportunities, homes that you can check out, different choices for you depending on your lifestyle and criteria. Architectural design. Do you want to be in a tract home near a school? Do you want to be in a luxury home living in a gated community?
Acreages? Yeah.
All that stuff is available. Acreages are definitely, we have a lot of finger roads, a lot of opportunity for not just an acre, 2 or 3, you can have bigger acreage. So because of Paso Robles and all the land that's available up there, there's a lot of growth going on in Paso Robles and housing opportunities. So you can be out away from people and have privacy, or you can be in a tract neighborhood. And specifically, there's a downtown area for Paso Robles where there's a lot of events, there's a lot of restaurants, and obviously our wineries, that we've been talking about. So that is a definite plus and perk for Paso Robles, is you have a huge variety of things. You can even have property with your own vineyard if you want. We have a lot of estate housing here, so very prestigious, a lot of luxury going on because of the wine industry that is prominent in Paso Robles. You're going to have some luxury opportunities, for that type of lifestyle if that is what you want. And on the flip side, you can be a family, a retiree. So it really caters to a good amount of demographics, for whatever it is you're looking for. So take that note, and then we want to tell you a good little nugget that April's going to fill you in on.
Yeah, so one of my many favorite things about Paso Robles is the specific area that is on the west side from 3rd Street to 16th Street. I believe it's one in from Vine Street. Obviously, Vine Street is just dynamite, and they do a lot of fun events, especially during Christmas time like right now. But that whole little housing area is super quaint. It's got an older feel to it, kind of like the whole churro vibe of downtown SLO.
There's a lot of charm.
There is a ton of charm and just special things about it. And then there's a great little deli called Krager's that you can go grab a sandwich, whether it's you're on your way to the ravine or you're on your way out to the lake, doing whatever it is that you want to do in Paso, grabbing lunches for, you're meeting up with your friends at a winery. These are all fun events to do in Paso.
Yeah, so the one thing you want to put on your GPS to explore the specific area that we're trying to share with you is put Krager's in your GPS, go there, grab the sandwich, and then explore that area. And if you're looking for area that isn't a track feel, like your cookie cutter home, and you're looking for some charm, something that you can maybe fix up, more Victorian, more of a different feel than your typical track homes, and this is an area you want to discover and take a look at. So drive around there, put Krager's into your GPS, then grab that sandwich and go check it out. Go drive around. That's the best thing to do. And yes, it would be a good fit for you, or no. So you might like it, you might not. And Vine Street, if you put Vine in your GPS, that is a specific street to Paso Robles where the Christmas time it's all decked out. It's caroling, popcorn. There's the whole area is done.
They blocked off like the whole part of Vine Street.
That's a big to do for Paso during the Christmas time, the holiday time. So that's a street that you can also check out too. It's very specific, very well thought out. So it's very desirable. And if something comes on the market in that particular area, it's going to be, there's going to be a lot of desire for that area. So just know that, but we wanted to share that with you. So if you're looking for something super quaint, super unique, that's the area for you. Otherwise, there is a plethora of other choices in Paso Robles. So that's something to get excited about, just depending on what you would want. So this is why it's important to deal with someone local here in the area so that we can listen to the particulars that you are looking for and we can guide you into the right direction. All right, so we talked about the pro with the housing. Now here's kind of a con in our area, and I do talk about this quite a bit, and that is our infrastructure, our roads. So again, as I've mentioned, Highway 101 is a highway you're going to familiarize yourself with. It's very common here on the Central Coast alongside California, actually. So you're going to take Highway 101 and shoot off to the different areas in Paso Robles. And then again, we just don't have those big roundabouts, a lot of huge infrastructure. We don't have a lot of public transportation up in Paso Robles. We don't have some subways or stuff like that. That just doesn't exist.
But we also have a lot less traffic.
Correct.
And the bigger areas, and our scenery is actually a lot nicer because there's actually scenery versus buildings.
Yeah, so we'll be going through the roads with trees and hills and
a lot more to look at.
Right.
Animals, livestock.
Yeah, no high-rise building,
Yeah.
no graffiti for the most part. Very, very rare for us to have that because we don't have those high buildings as you're driving alongside. So the point is, our infrastructure isn't of, lots of windy roads or a lot of roads that you would see in high city areas, but they're very pleasant. That's easy to kind of get through. However, some are one-way streets or one way, so a lot of stop signs, not a lot of street lights. There are downtown area, but when you're coming from a bigger city, that's going to be a little bit of a shocker to you. It's going to be more of a slower pace. We smile at you, let you go before us. There's not a lot of road rage for the most part. And our roads are really just beautiful. You have the scenery out here because of the vineyards, and all the hills and, like you said, livestock. And it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. There's no, a lot of agriculture here for sure. So the roads aren't built like higher city areas, but they're very pleasant and just beautiful. So that is something that you'll be able to take advantage. I know I was bringing it up as a con, but the finger roads too are just roads that you're going to just have to take out to some of these properties, and there aren't sometimes street lights, so that'll be lacking there, but that's just more of a country feel that Paso Robles has to offer. So the infrastructure isn't quite as other cities, but it definitely is super pleasant and beautiful.
Absolutely.
All right, so leading into from our infrastructure here, this being a con, here is our pro, and that is that Paso Robles is a great place for you to consider for retirement. And why is that? Well, there's that choice of housing that we talked about, the downtown area. If you are looking for a place for wine, then this is going to be a place for you to retire. And there's a lot of opportunity for lower end housing or higher end housing,
affordable
housing. And we do have some 55 and older specific communities. So again, just reach out if that's something that you're specifically looking for. We'll direct you there, and other areas within the Central Coast too. So yeah, retirement is definitely something that you can consider doing if you're looking into California on the Central Coast. As we would say, Paso Robles is definitely a place that you should consider and check out. And also because one of the factors that we talked about earlier, which was the weather.
Yeah, the heat. So if you're looking to retire in Paso, and you lose heat quickly, you definitely want to be in an area that provides more warmth for you. Just because of the warmer weather, you'll be able to keep the heat in longer, and then it winds up being a win-win.
Yeah. So that hotness, that if you come from Arizona, from our desert areas or other states that have provided you that heat and you just don't want that coastal influence, then Paso Robles is going to be the spot for you. We understand there could be atrophy, some with your bones and stuff. So that this is definitely a location that you can have a pool. So you can have that lifestyle here in Paso Robles. If you're looking for retirement, definitely consider it. All right. So yes, this is a retirement area that you can consider. And a con to that would be that it's more of a rural feel. You know, Paso Robles has, like I said, a lot of land, a lot of, long roads throughout the infrastructure the way it is. So you might consider this a con, or we just kind of thought maybe it would be a con, is that it's a rural feel. So you don't have a lot of, high-rise buildings, like I said, not a huge city vibe here. It's very ag country feel-ish. So that is just something that you might not like if you've been used to that kind of lifestyle before. But if you're looking for that slower paced, yet with some activities, there's activities in Paso. It's not like a dead town or anything. It definitely has breweries, it has the wine, it has the concerts, all those things that come into town. The Robles is a concert area
there. We also don't have all the Cal Poly kids. So it's something that San Luis Obispo has been a little bit more inundated with is, more Cal Poly kids running the town, whereas and taking over the downtown area. And Paso Robles has more of your family, older
retirement family,
type of vibe or demographics.
It's a little bit slower, like again, more of a rural feel. So you're not going to have that college vibe, kids running around, kind of doing what you do in your early 20s.
Exactly.
And it's not a bad thing. And it's not a good thing, but it's just something that we feel is very different. San Luis is the area's destination area because of the college, and Paso is just an area that's just different from Cal Poly.
Yet it's 30 minutes away.
Correct. Yeah. So very, very easy to get to. You have the beautiful Cuesta grade that you would take either direction on Highway 101 on the grade. And so again, we'll drop some footage so you can see what that looks like, because it's really beautiful. So you can have a feel of what our area's commute looks like. But again, Paso is more rural, more of an ag feeling, more country-ish. So we just wanted to let you know that as you're trying to explore the Central Coast or California in general. All right, friends. So the only way that we can help you find that sweet spot here on the Central Coast is you've got to reach out. You got to give us a call, text, email, day, evening, weekends. It does not matter, because we have your back when you're moving to the Central Coast, California. So until the next video, we'll catch you later.